Hello and welcome to episode 42 of Mad Dialogue with me, Michelle.
Me, Skylar.
And in case anyone's watching us on YouTube and you've watched the last two previous episodes, yes, we are wearing the same clothes. We're doing that same thing again. We are pre-recording because we want to bank some episodes so that we can have a well-deserved break during the holidays.
Christmas.
So without further ado, let's go. Now, I haven't got a story to read from. This was a video that I came across the other day, and I don't know if anybody's ever seen them on YouTube. It's like the People's Court, sort of like a Judge Judy, but it wasn't Judge Judy. I cannot remember the name of the woman. But anyway, as it turned out, there was a young girl who fell pregnant at 17. So I'm going to say she's about 18, 19 at this point. Well, she fell pregnant at 17, and being the daughter of strict Christian parents, she went and got an abortion without their knowledge and continued life as she knew it until one day she went home and the door was, her key wouldn't work in the lock. The locks have been changed. She begged and pleaded for her parents to allow her to come in, at which point they told her, you are basically no daughter of ours, because at this point her mother had received the bill for the abortion. I don't know why the young girl never thought that they would know from that.
I know, right? Like,
because she would be on their health insurance and so on. So basically, they told her that they knew what she had done, and she was no longer a daughter of theirs. She had nowhere to go, so she pleaded with a friend, and the friend's mum allowed her to move in with them. And so she was at court that day because she was suing her parents for the cost to her friend's mum for the time that she was living there, and also for child abandonment. Now, from the parents' point of view, what they were saying was, as devout Christians, they did not agree with the fact that their daughter was having sex out of marriage, and also the fact that, as they said, she murdered their grandchild. And so that's why they disowned her, basically. And so it did get me thinking, because me, the type of mother I am, I just want to love and support my children. And I'm well aware that as humans, we make mistakes. Now, the thing is not the making the mistakes, it's the learning from them that is important as far as I am concerned. And so, them being Christians, it was like, well, aren't you supposed to exercise all these benevolent qualities that make you a good Christian? So the fact that they disowned their daughter, I I I didn't see the logic in it. Did you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying that your daughter went behind your back and had sex out of marriage because she knew how you would react to that. And let's take out the Christian, let's just say strict parents. This is what I don't think a lot of parents realize, that when you restrict your children to, now don't get me wrong, of course, they're supposed to have guidelines and so on and so forth, but when you restrict them and don't allow them to grow and be as a person, then you must expect that they're going to do shit behind your back because you won't allow them to do anything. Now don't get me wrong, she's 17, and at 17 it's pretty much part of the course that she's going to find somebody and that she's going to have sex. This is the natural cycle of life. Now, if you had been parents that weren't strict, or a bit more easygoing, she would have been able to come to you for you then to take her to get her the contraceptive pill in order. And not only that, because, like I've always taught you, a contraceptive pill only prevents pregnancy. It doesn't prevent sexually transmitted illnesses. So therefore, it was all of that you should be imparting your wisdom as a parent to your child, not don't have sex because you're not married. That is not beneficial to nobody. What do you think, Skylar?
I just think it's a bit backwards. Okay, I'm mad at you for having sex when you're not married, but I'm also mad at you for then aborting the child that is a product of that. Which, I mean, what's more embarrassing to you? As these devoted Christians, your child who's not married coming out pregnant, that's going to cause what, so much upstir in your community then, if that's the
Because it's never
case.
happened.
But this is what I'm saying. Or her being mature and saying, okay, yeah, I made a mistake, but I also know that I don't want to do this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she got the abortion. I just don't understand. And then to not even be, one thing about me as well is like, I think people are very ridiculous and I think they're immature because you're telling me you want to be coming at your daughter's behavior right now. No shade, but what she's doing is normal. What you lot did isn't normal because why, as the adults, could you not sit down and have a conversation with your child and say, hey, we've got these statements back, so on and so forth. We're not happy with how you've conducted yourself and converse. I don't know if the outcome was going to be the same, that they'd kick her out or what, but to at least converse with the poor girl instead of, imagine coming home and you just can't
And the
get in
door's
your
locked.
house.
For all they know, and I'm glad that's not the case, but for all they know, she could have been raped.
But this is what I'm saying.
And they didn't even give her the chance to explain herself or
I
anything.
think, and one thing about these people that I really hate, and I think it's the most disgusting thing, is that they love to hide behind their religion.
Yeah.
Because I'm not being funny. I'm not a Christian, you know what I mean? And I can't even sit here and say I've studied the Bible. However, I doubt this God who is supposed to be promoting love and peace and love thy neighbor and so on and so forth is then going to tell you, yeah, kick your child out. Don't even like tell them what's going on. Don't converse with them. Just change the logs. I think that's flipping disgusting because for all you know, that could have just sent your daughter on the edge and made her kill herself. Now, what sort of person are you?
Right.
You know what I mean? I think people are absolutely disgusting and I think it's such bullshit when you want to hide behind religions. I think you should say how you feel and cool, stick to that, but don't make it, oh, because this, that, and the third said that.
Because I was like, where was the empathy for your own child?
Like, you're actually disgusting. So, not being funny, but okay, so she can't abort her baby, yeah? She can't make her choice. You're saying she killed your grandchild.
Yeah.
So you care more about that grandchild now than what your actual daughter that you've got. It's fuck to me. It's really.
It just seems to me that in this situation in particular, that where what I thought Christians portrayed or what they believed was unconditional love. Where was the unconditional love? And take the Christians out of it as parents.
Yeah, how can you?
Where's the unconditional love? Do you know what I'm saying? Because why are we gonna act like those parents have never made a mistake in their life?
Is my thing. And then I was also wondering, I really wondered what sort of like teenagers were you? What sort of children were you?
Because you're going to tell us they were Christians from the get-go.
Well, maybe, but this is what I'm saying. Did you get abused in your religion to the point where you're brainwashed now and you fully believe, yeah, wholeheartedly that the way you're going on is the way that's going to get you to heaven? I think the fuck not. But if that's the case, what? So you guys seriously did wait till marriage and so on and so forth. I think it's disgusting. Like,
I'd be honest with you. I find that a lot of people in religion, they can be the biggest hypocrites. I'm being so for real.
I just think,
and that's why I don't really mess with
it.
See
these people in their teenagers, because what sort of you were you? Because I just think you obviously never faced reality if this is how you're conducting yourself towards your child.
Right.
Like, and as far as I'm concerned, like, I don't know. Like, I just think no matter what your beliefs are, yeah, you should be able to put that aside for at least a few seconds to at least offer comfort. You don't know, like, that is so traumatic for a female, like, to go through, to have an abortion. Like, that shit, I know it wasn't easy for her. You know what I mean?
Of course not.
And aside from the father, as a mother, yeah, you can know that your daughter went through that procedure.
And you wasn't there for her.
And you couldn't even have a conversation with her. You were just ready to lock that girl out of your house and never talk to her ever again.
But it wasn't just lock the door, you know. They never gave her any of her belongings. Because in their mind, they bought everything for her. So therefore, it belongs to them. As far as I'm
concerned, you left her for dead then. You know what I mean? Like, as far as I'm concerned, because the way I look at it right now, yeah, is if I came home right now from college or whatever and I couldn't get into the house,
yes,
yeah, let's take away from the fact that, you know, I've got a sister I could go to. If it was just solely that, and I'm just thinking of friends and stuff at this point, I would be absolutely fucked. So first and foremost, yeah, I haven't got none of my shit. yeah, she hasn't prepared for being out in the evening, you know what I mean? So then you've got to walk to whoever's house, and unless she has a car, you know what I mean? I don't know, but either way, all of these circumstances, it doesn't matter. Like,
My
how as
thing
a
is this:
parent you can
you
just
locked the door, you didn't know where your child was going, and you went bed that night and slept.
like,
You're disgusting people. Disgusting. I didn't watch it to the end, so I don't know what the judge ruled. So I'm being the judge. You lot are bang to rights. You're out of order for how you dealt with your child. I'm sorry. I because it's like this for me, yeah. If you're in a predicament, yeah, no matter what it might be, if you can't come to me,
but
I know, okay, I know you've got your siblings, but as
it's
a
different.
parent,
It's different, and we don't even know that this girl has siblings. You
well,
know
and
what I mean?
I never heard that she had
Yeah, and it's
siblings.
just like, I just think
And
it's
she looked like such a lovely, well-rounded girl. Now we can say, yes, that's the parents. Yes, fair enough, that's the parents. But at the same time, yeah, the point I'm making is that they were obviously strict. Okay, there's no two ways about it. And often when children are being raised by strict parents, they reach an age and they rebel completely. The way how they dress, they'll take drugs and so on and so forth. This young lady was not presenting that at all. She was dressed very well. She looked presentable. She spoke well, and she was still maintaining her studies throughout all of it. So, yeah, the parents raised her a certain way, but she's the one that's maintaining that. If you get what I'm
yeah,
saying, because
yeah.
she could have gone another way. Then, do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
most definitely.
And so it really did break my heart to see the predicament she was in. Don't get me wrong, it would have broke my heart even if the girl was standing there with tattoos, punk hairstyle, and
Mm,
piercings. Do you know what
mm,
I'm saying? Because the facts remain. But you could see that she was a good girl. Do you
mm.
know what I'm saying? So as parents, they should have listened to what she had to say, because from that would have come better understanding between both the parents and the child, so that they could have a better relationship in the future. Do you know what I'm saying? She really needed a hug,
I just think
not the locks changed on the door.
I just think in the long run of all of this, yeah. And I'm sorry if this offends anybody who shares the beliefs as these parents about sex before being married. Like, if how do I explain this? I just think it's so ridiculous that you can take some things from a Bible, but then it's that you decide, like, you pick and choose what you're taking, for instance.
Yes.
Because you're telling me, okay, first of all, that Adam and Eve, considering the ages that humans scientifically are ready to procreate, if we're going off of this, you're telling me that Adam and Eve were definitely of age. Where was her ring? Considering, but cool. Then you can say, Skylar, that's fucking ridiculous. It was the first people. Then whatever. But everyone's so going on after that. That the extensions of Adam and Eve, whoever, you're telling me that all of these people were of a certain age and were married. I think no.
But this is the thing.
Like, if
There's
you're
so much corrupt shit in the Bible.
that is
I don't understand how people follow it. I'm being
yeah,
so
because
for
I'm not being
real.
funny. I'm never going to take a person seriously who follows a book that basically tells you it's okay to seduce your father, or that it's okay to sleep with relatives, full stop. You know what I mean? If we're doing it like that, because guys, think about it. If it's Adam and Eve's children that went off and then continued to procreate, then what does that mean? What does that mean? But cool. If you want to follow that, like, each their own, but you can't come here then and talk about all these morals and these rules and what you believe in, because it's all backwards, it's all contradicting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't, because there was so much emphasis on the fact that they were Christian. That's why I'm stuck on this, is you can't hide behind that, yeah, because if you really broke it down and really analyzed every little thing, it's bullshit.
And that's what they were standing by, saying, because of our devout Christian beliefs. And so for me, it was more of how the church members were going to look at you,
Yeah, most
look at
definitely,
them,
most
rather
definitely.
than
Another thing,
caring for their
about
daughter.
the social aspect,
Because
view,
what she would have gone through, finding out she was pregnant, the baby's father probably be like, yeah, miss me with that. And then having to go and do that whole process on her own at 17, yeah, that would have been a lot for her, bless her. And then to think, okay, I've put it behind me, even though she wouldn't have fully put it behind her, because she's as much as, you know, people, she took her life, and that would sit with her. That would sit with her because it wouldn't have been an easy decision.
And I'm not being funny, and probably what made her make that decision was the fear of telling them.
Yeah, that
you know
as
what
well.
I mean? So then to probably
That as
hear,
well.
oh, you killed our grandchild. Oh my gosh, that would send me spiraling.
Yeah.
That would actually send me spiraling because
no, but she did. It was the way how the mother said it. Murdered our grandchild. Oh, like she don't feel bad enough as it is.
Like, but this is what I'm saying. Like, it's just sick and twisted, fam. And honestly speaking, like, yeah, it's just disgusting people, man. Like, I don't understand. I can't fathom how you could be like that with your own child. Like,
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you got anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think I've said enough.
Well, on that note, we will leave it here. As always, thank you so, so much for joining us. And we are sending everybody loads of love and light for the holidays. I'll put it like that. However you're celebrating it, or if you don't celebrate it, make sure you have a good time. And we will be back, I want to say the second week in January, because we're taking a well-deserved break. So, as always, we're sending an abundance of love and light. Until January, it's goodbye from me, Michelle, and goodbye from Skylar.
Bye.
Bye.